Hey guys, just here trying to figure out why a FASCo, what is this, Olde South is only working on high. And FASCOs, unlike pretty much any other brand of fan that I can think of, use resistors to determine the speed rather than capacitors or coil taps or even a transformer in the housing or anything like that. And so this one does not work on medium or low. So I assumed that either one of the resistors was broken or that a wire going to one of the resistors was broken. That does not seem to be the case, but what I need is, here, we're going to live on the edge just a little bit. So we're going to clip neutral here, and we're going to clip this to the low resistor, and then Andy's going to plug that in for me. Only because the cord is all the way over there. We getting a good look at something? Oh yeah, that'll work, because we'll see whether or not it spins. You can unplug that thing from it.
This thing?
Yeah. Just plug it in direct. Zzz.
You gotta plug in.
Oh, it came off. Okay, well, that I'm like, it's not working, but there might be good reason. How about now? No spinning.
No spinning.
Okay, then I'm going to try right here. Also no spinning.
Let's
Try other side. Spinning?
No.
Hold on. Unplug it for a second. I don't like messing with this when it's live if I don't have to.
Yeah. Is your pull chain in?
It doesn't matter. I'm bypassing the pull chain. Okay, hold on a second. This one is working.
Yeah.
So leave that in. And then on the other side of the resistor here,
Still going.
that works. That works. So we should have medium.
Aha.
Now we have low. I don't know if one of these connectors was just loose. Okay, so let's do...
Okay, there she takes off.
Where's the pull chain?
There.
Seems like one of the connectors was just loose. Okay, well I don't like working with live stuff, so I'm gonna... This is just 120 volts right here, so that's, you know.
Yeah, no biggie. Yeah.
Oh. So these connectors are probably just old and corroded.
Okay, well, at least that mystery is solved.
Yeah, if I had some deoxit, I'd put it on there, which would clean them up a little bit. In lieu of deoxit, I might use something else magical. I'm sure you would have no idea what that might be. I'm looking for that dent in the housing. Now that I got the housing off, I might as well pound it out.
Sure.
Take it downstairs and do that. I'm not very good at it, but I might as well. Okay. I'm going to give these... Again, this is not the recommended...
The mystery magical solution.
Yeah, this is not the ideal solution for this. You would use electrical contact cleaner. But WD-40 will eliminate corrosion, so there are worse things you could use. And these do look rather corroded. So... Working on cars, they tell you to use Coca-Cola. You ever heard that before, Andy?
I have not.
If you're like the bottom housing needs to be tightened. Like if your battery terminals are really corroded. What have you heard? Baking soda?
You know, I can't say as I remember, but I think that sounds more likely. Than
That's what you're supposed to use is baking soda. But if you don't have baking soda, and especially if you're dealing with what I would call a jackleg mechanic, they might tell you to use Coca-Cola. Mm-hmm. And so... this is the corroded one right here. Look how bad that is. Look how bad that is. This fan has had a hard
Let's see how
life.
close I can get on that. See if it'll focus. Ah, yes.
But even though WD-40 is not the ideal cleaner for this, it will work in getting rid of corrosion. And so it will actually serve the purpose. It's just not, you know, the ideal tool for the job. It's almost like water got in here for it to be that corroded.
Okay.
So I'm going to take this downstairs and try to pound that dent out. Are we recording?
We are.
Hey guys, just putting the FASCo back together here. One of the connections on one of the speed resistors was corroded, so we just took it apart, used a little magic elixir on the corrosion, which is, as I said in the previous part of the video, it's not the right tool for that job, but it'll work in a pinch, as we just did. Just pinched it. And just hand tightening these housing screws. There's no reason to go any tighter than that. This FASCo appears to have had a hard life. Using the gold line mounting grommet once again for ease of J-hook hanging. Smart man, you disconnect the live electricity thing. Okay. That's not plugged in, right? No.
Shouldn't be.
Yeah, it's the first time I've had that happen where two speeds didn't work. I take that back. It's kind of what we had with that Studio series, didn't it? We just had all highs. That's a little bit different, but even so.
I thought you had a low and two highs, or a medium and two highs, or something like that.
Maybe. I don't remember. You might be right. Okay, before we put the blades on it, let's make sure that we're now in good operation. Where is the switch O, del, reverse O? There we go. Okay, do you have any vested interest in putting the blades on, or should I do it?
Yeah, I can do it.
Okay.
Or you can do it, or...
Doesn't matter to me.
As long as we get it done.
You're more than welcome to. I'll start
Alright,
setting up
we have-
the controls and meters and things while you do that then.
Okay.
Hey guys, this is a FASCo Olde South in antique brass and antique white. Those of you who watch my videos frequently know I normally don't like white and brass fans, but I make an exception for FASCos. Especially Charlestons. I love white and brass Charlestons. And really I like ornate FASCos in just about any finish. So I had the opportunity to get this and I wasn't going to say no. And it's rated at 1.1 amps. I don't remember the model number, but I've got another video of a Olde South. I'm sure the model number is the same, and I'll just steal it off of that. It's 9 something. And got Andy here. He's filming as well, and we'll try it on a variety of speeds with the amp meter. So starting off, let's go high, medium, low. Low is drawing 0.21. These have a really beautiful low speed, straight from the factory.
That's classy right there.
It's very classy. If you watched Andy's separate video, you would see that when we originally hung the motor, medium and low didn't work, and we opened it up. And one of the connections to the resistors was corroded. And not having any electrical contact cleaner, which is the proper thing to use, we used Magic Elixir, which works in a pinch. It's not the ideal solution, but it works. And So we got that working. Let's go to medium. FASCo, as far as I know, is the only brand of ceiling fans to use resistors for speed control instead of capacitors or coil taps or a speed coil, aka a transformer, or a solid state control. They actually have big ceramic resistors in the housing, which you can see by watching Andy's video and going to his channel, which is Vespinitis.
Vespin Vid 2.
Vespin Vid 2. That's not at all confusing.
Not at all.
So, 0.53. FASCOs typically have a pretty slow medium speed too. And here's high. Drawing 0.98, which is pretty close to the rated 1.1. Does seem a little slow for high for me, but that current rating is well within tolerance, so. Oh, by the way, it's not an original switch cap. I'm sure you knew that. It was just one we had lying around.
The curse of the fan that previously had a light kit.
I know. I wish fans never had light kits. So let's go see how the airflow does if I go back here into the spot. It's not doing a lot for me back here. I can tell that there's air moving, but it's not anything impressive. Directly underneath it, it's got a pretty good airflow. Okay, medium low off. Yeah, one thing I was noticing with my videos, Andy, is that I typically, it almost seems like the less light I have, the better the videos come out. I don't know why that is.
It's very strange.
I do keep adding up lights though. And I think part of that is just that I like up lights. Okay, time to reverse it. Reverse switch is in one of the vents. Casablanca, I think, was the first to do that. Emerson did it. Low reverse, 0.21. Trying to think of what. Can you think of any other companies that did reverse in the vents? Terra. Did Homestead ever do that, or Old Jacksonville? Homestead, I'm pretty sure, was always in the switch housing. Old Jacksonville, I think, was too. Do you think of any, Andy?
I cannot. You would know better than I would.
Okay. That low speed really makes me want to find somewhere to hang it. It's just cool looking.
Yeah, there aren't a lot of fans that have a low speed that's up to your standards out of the factory.
That's true. Casablanca's pretty good at that. FASCo is. Come to think of it, this is very close to a childhood fan for me. I did not see a lot of FASCos growing up. I don't think we really had any in Madison. The only place I can think of in Madison that had them is that the Bath & Body Works in Westtown Mall used to have 3 white Charlestons. I think of the 3rd generation. There was a time when all Bath & Body Works locations had that. But there's one other place, and there was an ice cream store. Do you know that strip mall? Okay, we've seen high reverse. I'm going to let it spin down. Andy, do you know that strip mall off of D'Onofrio and Mineral Point? It's got a Pier 1 Imports in it.
Okay, if it's I've probably been to the Pier 1. I don't think I've been in anything else there.
I'm trying to think of what was in there back in the day. There used to be a Kinko's in there. There used to be a Vicks popcorn. Do you remember Vicks popcorn?
Nope.
My mom loved Vicks popcorn. That's how I remember it. But nowadays there's what's there now? There's a Dollar Tree in there, and Pier 1's still there. But in that same strip mall, there was an ice cream store that had a lone FASCO. It was white and brass and ornate with cane blades. It was either one of these, an Old South, or a parlor fan. But this obviously doesn't have the cane blades. Okay, I'm thinking more forward. I was distracted by my story. So this is the FASCO 4-speed control on low, which is 5 microfarads, drawing 0.25. So it's actually going to be a little bit faster than the factory low. But yeah, continuing my story, I wonder. It also there was another store in that same strip mall that had 2 Thomas FASCos, which are not actually FASCos. We just call them that because they use FASCO parts and look like FASCos. And so I'm wondering if the ornate. No, I've never seen an ornate Thomas. They had Thomases with cane, but did they make an ornate one? Somebody who watches my video can tell me. So it'd be awfully coincidental if there was a FASCO in one store of that strip mall and Thomas's in another. But man, I can't recall if I've ever seen an ornate Thomas. We're going to go to medium low now, which is 10 microfarads. Just a hair less than the factory medium. Yeah, it's too bad you didn't spend any time in that strip mall. It was a great place for fans. There was the place with the Thomases. There was the place with the FASCO. The Kinko's there. Do you remember when every single Kinko's had 2 gray Delta 2s?
Nah, I never went into Kinko's.
My mom used to have to go there all the time. Every single Kinko's back in the day had 2 gray Delta 2s.
Nice.
And then there was also a place with Beverly Hills, or whatever they were called that. Yeah, Beverly Hills Stratos fans. It's like a furniture store. Medium high, 0.73. That's a good medium speed for this fan, in my opinion. And then we know what high looks like, just for reference. Okay, now is when I need to pass it off.
Okay.
So,
And